Hello and welcome back to Dalen 75 Games Let's Play of the Bureau XCOM Declassified Part 2. I'm going to try to make these videos a little shorter.
In visual range now, sir. Preparing final approach. Control, this is Sky Ranger 1 requesting permission to land.
Copy, Sky Ranger. Permission granted. You're cleared for pad number 3.
Gonna take more than a hole in the ground to beat those things. Just admit it, you're impressed. So, what is the Bureau anyway?
Bureau of Operations and Command.
Never heard of it.
You were never meant to.
Nice helicopter. Kind of futuristic in a retro-ish way.
This base wasn't meant to be operational for another year. We'd called in every operative we had earmarked for the project, but, well, let's just say that we'll be a bit understaffed.
Director Falk, sir. Welcome back.
These two are with me.
At least this location is secure.
And I intend for it to stay that way. I'll be giving a report to all staff at 0300. Report to the operations room at that time. I have a lot to prepare, Carter. Agent Weaver will show you around.
Down here, Carter. Come on. When Ivan put Sputnik up, the brass got scared. This project became top priority. Off the books, of course.
That did it. Hold it there. Now don't move it. Alright, people. Show's over. Back to work.
Carter, this is Nico Da Silva, Senior Field Agent. Nico, you'll be sharing your workspace with Agent Carter.
Welcome to the most advanced facility on Earth.
Falk wants him up and running ASAP. Time is of the essence. Straight from his mouth.
Gotcha. Well, come on. Our office is right over here. That Weaver is one tough broad. So, this is us. This is my desk here. Yours is over there. Get comfortable, Will. Things as they are. This is both your office and your quarters. Do you mind if I call you Will?
Yes, I do mind.
Well, I'm not calling you Agent Carter. I might be military, but I'm not that formal.
I prefer William.
Yeah, well, I prefer Nico, even if my mother insists on calling me Nicholas. There are some things that are just beyond our control.
I can see we'll be fast friends, you and I.
Glad to hear it. My supply of friends got cut a bit short lately.
That all, Da Silva?
For now, sure. You have any questions, just ask. And one more thing.
Yeah?
The old man, Director Falk. He's a hard man to impress, but you managed it. Not what I expected after reading your file. Only pleasant surprise I've had all day.
How many people around here know my history?
We all know each other. Don't worry, you'll get to read up on us too. The old man thinks that the more attached we are to one another, the better we'll be in the field. The Bureau might be an adjustment for you. We work in teams here. Seems like you're more accustomed to operating alone.
Yeah, well, I'm also accustomed to the enemy being human. An attack like this, it's gonna mean a lot of adjustment for everybody. I'm a different man today than I was yesterday, you know.
Ain't that the truth?
Where were you this morning? Did you get caught in any of this?
No. I was out gathering intel on a weather anomaly way out in the boondocks. Something was interfering with television and radio signals. Everything except the heavy-duty military gear. Since the attack, it's gone global.
They shut down our communication just before the attack. Keep us from coordinating. Smart.
Sure, but there's one way to help this. Can you imagine the panic if the public found out about an alien attack?
They didn't even do that in XCOM EU.
You seem like you know your way around this place.
I don't typically work out of this facility. Hell, no one really did until today. I'm with the NSA, but my post for the past few months has been with a small team that reports to Director Falk.
Anomalies? What type?
Different types, but all, well, Supernatural. Sounded silly to say it until a few hours ago. Mostly weather oddities, but also we've been recovering deposits of this Illyrium stuff.
Who else is on this team?
It was supposed to be kept small until it was needed. Now people who are pre-flagged for recruitment are coming in. Well, the ones that are still alive.
People were pre-selected? From where?
From the military, the clandestine service, DIA, even some civvies. No one knew that they were selected until they got the call. As of this morning, Falk activated the project and sent that call out.
And before today?
For the last few years, it's just been a couple dozen specialists. But now, we got a lot of new squaddies to bring up to speed.
I need to get myself oriented. Let's talk later.
Sure thing, Will. Good to have you on board. Sounds like the director's about to start. Come on, let's get the good seats.
Lead on.
Lights. We are at war, and not the one we were expecting. Room range, 2100 hours. Survivors, 6. In just a few minutes, our enemy managed to destroy the primary strategic command center. By 2130, strategic command itself ceased to exist. Our combined military forces have been routed. The comms have gone dark. The red phone will not be ringing. And that is why, as of now, I, Myron Falk, am assuming command of what's left of our nation's defenses. The Bureau was founded to coordinate resistance forces in the event of a complete and successful Soviet invasion. That mission remains the same, even if our enemy does not. We now face an opponent from beyond our world, whose identity is yet unknown. But make no mistake, this enemy has crippled us. They have technology decades beyond what we possess. We must make it our own. Their weapons will become our weapons, and when they do, we shall annihilate them. I give you new orders. Survive, adapt, win. Welcome to XCOM.
Sense.
No, this wasn't about that. It wasn't about grim range.
Well, my guess is you're not the only one having nightmares after this morning. Head shrinking's gonna be a big business after this war. If there isn't after this war. Ah, Christ, that was dark. Anyway, Falk's looking for you. Wants you in his office, ASAP.
The old man say what he wanted with me?
Ha! Guess you don't know him all that well yet. The director doesn't tell anyone anything he doesn't think they need to know.
Well, I guess you can't really hold knocking off for a few against me, seeing as how we seem to be in our office and our quarters.
Yeah, I guess some parts of the emergency plan leave something to be desired. Ah well, it'll be just like college, right?
Yeah, except I stayed in Mrs. Hawthorne's boarding house back in Terre Haute. Had my own bathroom and everything.
Wow, ain't you fancy?
Were you saying something about that radio?
Oh yeah. Cheap thing normally just pipes into company elevator music, but it's been picking up some weird signal. Damned if I know what it is.
Don't we have more important issues? issues to deal with.
Sure, that's why I haven't bothered with it. But if someone on the outside is able to broadcast through that jamming signal, well, it could be important.
Who would know more about this?
Check with Operator Chelsea. She's information officer for the Bureau. Keeps track of communications, arranges contacts, manages what the public hears. The whole deal.
I better go see what the old man wants.
See you later, Will.
Profile, Nico da Silva. Name, Nicholas Alexander da Silva. Born 17 August 1924 in Baltimore. MD to Catherine and Sylvester da Silva. Education, JD International Law, incomplete, New York University. Marital status, divorced. Family, Sylvester da Silva, father, deceased, 25. Mother, deceased, 1940. Elizabeth Montaigne, ex-wife, divorced, 52. Son, he has a son estranged, living in Washington, D.C., and a daughter, illegitimate, living in New York. Professional record, joined Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police Department, August 12th, 47, advanced to deputy sheriff with high accommodations for field work, and began to pursue a career with the FBI as a legal analyst. During his screening, the FBI discovered that da Silva had not completed his JD degree, having dropped out of college due to financial concerns and falsified his credentials. Deputy da Silva lost his job on December 24th, 51, which quickly led to the collapse of his marriage. However, the FBI was impressed by da Silva's record with the MPD as well as his interpersonal skills, and on February 14, 1952, they recruited him on a probationary basis for field work. He demonstrated exceptional skill in the field and received a small degree of fame for the heroic single-handed arrest of the bank robber K.D. Carpenter on February 4, 1955. Despite this acclaim, Agent da Silva was repeatedly demoted back to probationary agent due to various moral concerns about his activities when off duty. In 1959, after an embarrassing arrest in New York City where he and a jazz singer assaulted an officer, the FBI decided to move him out of visible work. At Director Falk's request, Agent Nico da Silva was reassigned to work with the Bureau as a covert agent. Radio.
Message repeats. 250.
Better make a note of this and talk to one of the radio operators.
9.
You probably ought to run that by Operator Chelsea. Across
Message
the hall.
repeats.
Might be important.
250.
November,
I think, is north.
92.
892. It's right across the hall.
You the dispatcher?
A little more than that, Agent Carter. I'm Chief Information Officer with the Bureau.
Information officer, what does that mean?
I oversee the dispatchers, but in addition to that, I also manage our public communications and keep our profile low. For now, my job is also keeping the public from knowing the scope of the threat.
We can't keep people in the dark. They need to know.
No, people need to be safe. The civilian population can't do much to help this fight, and we'd have nationwide riots at the news of alien attacks.
How are you gonna keep all this secret?
We actually caught a break there. With the enemy jamming civilian communications, rumors don't spread so quickly. Even so, my operatives and I will have our hands full keeping the public panic level low.
Hear any of their transmissions?
That's the one thing we aren't hearing. They may not broadcast via radio. We've got enough to handle as it is.
Isn't the enemy jamming all communications?
Yes, most broadcasting equipment is facing heavy interference, cutting effective range down to less than 5% of normal.
Then how are you...
Our equipment is significantly more robust. We're still communicating at approximately 90% of effective range. The best of the best, you know.
90% of effective range. That hasn't hurt us too bad, then.
What does the population know?
They're worried about the communications blackout, but our operatives in the major cities are keeping them in line.
Keeping them in line? You make it sound like they've declared martial law.
Nothing as heavy-handed as that. Just a series of emergency preparedness tests. They'll be tense, but orderly.
The radio's been playing a strange broadcast. Any idea what it means?
I heard. It's probably an automated weather station nearby, but I suppose it might be instructions for picking up a weaker signal. A clever broadcaster could bypass the worst of the jamming that way.
It could be survivors. We could bring them in.
It's worth checking out. I'll have Operator Hughes run the radio while you give us the data.
First, set the range to...
250.
Set the range to 250.
Now the direction?
No, it's north.
Set the direction north.
And the frequency?
892.
Set the frequency at 892 megahertz.
Checking ultra-high frequency. Nothing.
What?
Wait, what is it? It's survivors. They're trying to warn others of the attack.
Reply. Tell them they aren't alone. We'll do what we can to assist.
We'll dispatch someone to help, but we'll also have to make sure they stop broadcasting immediately. We can't risk that information spreading.
As long as they get rescued.
They could have had her looking at the dials and putting that in. Intercepted transmission, Fort Detrick, MD. Sir, enemy has overrun our inaudible. Casualties are high and we are having trouble mounting a counterattack. Coughing, inaudible. The enemy was able to infiltrate and release our stores of coughing, inaudible. Never had a chance. All staff evacuating to static. Oh, you can speak to... Isn't speak coming up? Or is it just for her? Yeah, it's just for her. Play through this part briefly. Didn't really spend too much time checking everything out. So, F5. I'm gonna guess go this way. Okay, that's Falk's office. This is Angela Weaver's.
Okay, agents, let's begin. We going on another wild goose chase, Director? Not this time, agents, because I brought in an expert agent who I expect to turn the tide. Allow me to introduce your new senior agent, Miss Angela Weaver. Agent Weaver, please begin.
Good evening, agents. Now, we have reason to believe our target is...
Is this some kind of joke?
I assure you, I do not joke about potential infiltration.
Come on, miss. Get back to reception and leave the real work to us, okay? Agent Percy, watch your tone.
Director, how many concrete cases of the outsiders have your agents uncovered to this date?
That would be 0.
And how many have I uncovered in my own investigations?
2 confirmed, 1 pending.
Thank you, Director. If I may continue...
Listen up, Agent Percy. Maybe you'll learn how to do your job. Yes, sir.
Now, we have reason to believe an infiltrator has compromised military command.
Would that be the general? Is it General Deems who's taken over?
You were there. You saw what he was capable of.
I did. It's just... his file paints a different picture.
Security installation is almost complete, Director Falk. The closed-circuit security system has been installed in several of the facility's main rooms as well as the corridors. This covers all major sections of the base, and at your request, we have added a monitoring station in your office. The recording options have also been provided, but some of the crew have concerns about installing cameras in the living and hygiene quarters. I told them I understood, but with potential infected, we just can't be too careful. You can expect all surveillance to be in place soon. Pat Barclay, Maintenance.
Speak of the devil.
Carter, good. Agent Weaver is afraid you don't play well with others. I tend to see that as an asset.
What do you want from me, sir?
You're not here in this facility by chance. I brought you here quite purposefully. I've been following your career for some time.
You brought me here. I seem to remember it was me who saved your ass when hell broke loose. You may have arranged the ride, but...
And I would have expected nothing less from you. I appreciate what you did back there, but I also expected it of you. I knew you had it in you. You understand that?
Yeah, I think I see where you're coming from. You see some magic spark in me that the rest of the brass can't see.
No, not the brass. It's you who refuses to see it. Ever since the loss you suffered. And I'm sorry for that loss, Carter, but I don't think you're meant to sit out on the sidelines. I think it's time you got another shot at being the agent you were meant to be.
You have been doing your homework. What do? Just watch people for a living? You're all right about one thing, though. I'm not gonna sit back while this country gets ripped apart by these freaks.
That's what I wanted to hear.
What do we know about the enemy?
Very little. Before this morning, we only knew of scattered oddities. We weren't even sure if they were connected.
Such as?
Deposits of the substance called Illyrium were found in various locations across the nation. There were weather oddities. We received and investigated reports of what we call thinnings, localized instances where the very fabric of reality itself seemed to be warping, then dissolving.
And this was kept secret?
From whom? The populace? The news would have generated mass panic. No, the circle was kept quite small on this.
What is this place? I mean, when aliens from another world aren't attacking our planet.
This facility is essentially fulfilling its intended function right now. It was created to respond to a potential invasion on domestic soil.
Do all of these people work here?
No. Typically, you won't find much more than a skeleton crew here. But certain carefully selected individuals across all military disciplines are aware of this facility's existence. In the case of a domestic invasion, they're under orders to arrive here.
I never knew about this place.
Well, based on your performance at Groom Range, I'd say that omission was a grievous oversight.
What's our plan?
Our first order of business is to get this facility running at full capacity. I believe our best shot at defeating an enemy with superior technology is to take that technology from them and make it our own.
And we got the facilities to do that?
We're still finishing construction on the lab, but we've already got one of the best leading the team, Dr. Dresner. And he won't be doing it alone. I'm in the midst of organizing field teams to be sent on recon and recruitment missions for other specialists.
I'm heading down to the ready room.
De Silva will meet you there and help you assemble a team. Get moving.
To conclude, all signs show a pattern of systemic interference that cannot be explained by known enemies. Excellent work as always, Falk. But I'm not sure what you're suggesting. These activities aren't from the Reds. They aren't from any known source on Earth, so we must examine alternative sources. You mean to say aliens? It's more likely than you think. We cannot afford to be caught off guard. Oh, okay, Myron. I think you've been working too hard. Take a little time off, maybe a vacation, and... No, listen, this is too important to ignore. My team has already uncovered a half-dozen potential cases of outside interference. No, you listen. I have a meeting with the generals in 2 days, and I will not have you making a laughing stock out of this department. General Deans is already talking about cutting funding, and if that happens, you and your team will be out. Do you understand? Yes, Director. Perhaps you're right about that vacation. That's more like it. Someplace nice and sunny. Lots of fresh air, like New Mexico.
Something in the trash here. Didn't see this before. Director Falk, since occupying the quarters, I have observed several employees use the facilities and immediately exit without washing their hands. On top of a general lack of courtesy towards others while working here, it is also unhygienic. While I understand this may seem minor in the grand scheme of things, I cannot stress enough the importance of cleanliness. How can we fight enemies from beyond our Earth if we cannot fight bacteria on our skin? Please do not sweep this valuable hygiene concern under the rug. With concern, Edmund. That's funny. Just have to look for the little shiny things all over the place. And she's closed her door. This way.
Welcome aboard, sir. What do they look like? I heard some of them look like us.
No way. I've seen them. They look like some kind of... I don't know, some kind of monsters or something. You lost, pal? Well, ready room's that way. How's it going, Agent Carter?
Yes, Director. I'll tell him right away. The old man just called down. Says one of the scientists is missing. Disappeared, along with his research in high explosives.
Does Falk think he's gone rogue?
Maybe. We can't risk a panic. Nils is tracking him down, but you need to get a team ready to help, quick and quiet. This is a list of available agents. Falk has gathered everyone he could find from all the agencies. All of them specialists, all of them the best at what they do.
Your squad has access to new equipment. Okay, well, I like having an engineer. And they're all rank 1. And what's this guy? Okay. Add to squad. This person is like a medic, I think. Just add him. We're good.
Carter, I chased the infiltrator to the morgue. There's no way out of there.
Wait for me, Nils. I'll get your back.
I'll wait as long as I can, but we can't risk leaving him with those explosives.
I'm on my way.
Ian, are the rumors true? Some of us have been shut away down here in the war room since the initial attack. Reports of the devastation have been bad enough, but can they really hide among us? How are we supposed to fight against that? Do we even know if this base is secure? Some of us have already been getting twitchy after long hours without seeing the sun. Rumors like this could lead to a riot. Lawrence Steger, Materials Specialist.
Carter, head through the armory and take a left for the elevator. I'll send your team up to join you.
Rosemont University. I think that's where we go right after
Damn
this.
it, Nils. Hold on.
Take a seat, gentlemen. Director Falk has personally chosen you for this initiative, and I will be your team leader. It's an honor to work with you, Agent Priscilla. We're all honored, I'm sure, but the director wasn't very clear about what we'd be doing. For the most part, it's what you're familiar with. You're all experienced field agents, so investigation and recovery in hostile environments aren't new to you. You said it best in the service, and it brings all the normal risks of any field work involving hostiles. Yes, but Director Falk said something about unusual subjects? Yes, they might be different than you're used to. You mean we're not going after the Reds? So who are we looking for? We believe we have uncovered a new enemy of the state. We'll be investigating the exact nature of their organization. Oh, understood. I think you could put us up against anybody in the world, sir. Yes, well, about that.
Okay. Talk to that guy afterwards, I guess. This way.
Attention, Code Blue, Main 4. Scavenger Charlie 4-2 inbound with heavy casualties. Medical units in Main 4, Code Blue.
Oh, hello, nurse.
Agent Nils is inside. He ordered us all out here.
I'll handle this.
Black stuff and blood.
Oh, Christ, Nils.
Poor guy.
Do not grieve. He died well.
Why? Why kill Nils? Why attack our world?
You do not understand. This world is no longer yours, but you will learn. Mosaic will teach you.
What the hell is Mosaic?
Mosaic is the truth that humanity shall come to know. It is unfortunate that you will not be here to witness it.
Yeah, well, I know one truth that you don't.
And what is that?
You're surrounded.
Enemies engaged! It's up! Damn it!
This guy spawns guys outside of him.
Hit it hard!
Yeah, make him scatter.
Force him out!
Take it in! Boy, and scatter!
Almost had him. Oh, come on. What's with the camera angle? Oh, we got him.
Ceasefire, fellas. He's worth more to us alive. Let's get him into custody. I got the infiltrator, Falk. Alive.
Good work. You and Agent Nils report in.
Nils is dead. I told him to wait for backup, but he went in without me.
Understood. Meet me at Ops. We've got work to do.
Alright guys, we're going to call it here for this video. Thanks for watching, and if you like what you see, subscribe today.
Tell me who's been tending your garden. I wanna know. Don't lie to me. I wanna know. Tell me who.